So finally I'm back home, the jet lag is gone, and South's marching band minicamp is all done with. So I'm well rested, I'm ready to go, and most importantly, I have internet connection again. I'll talk about the trip in chronological order. I won't try to dwell on any one thing too much unless I particularly enjoyed it. I won't be talking about the bus or plane rides because they weren't particularly thrilling. There's a lot of napping involved. To start with, Rome.
Rome was everything I could have imagined and more. The days were so filled with history and culture and art that they were exhausting, not even factoring in the jet lag. To have so much so close together is astounding, and a few hours into the trip I already didn't want to leave. The highlights of the Roman tours were the Sistine Chapel, which I can't show video of since it's disallowed to take video in the chapel, the St. Peter's Basilica, which you're watching the exterior of now, and the Colosseum. Everything in Rome was fascinating, but these three places stuck out specifically. I had heard about all three of them before, but seeing them in real life was completely unimaginable, even a little hard to comprehend. After a quick plane and bus ride, we were in Bietigheim. One good night of sleep and fun-filled day later, we watched the Germany-Denmark game at a public viewing.
In a word, insane. They really like soccer in Germany. That's all I have to say. On Monday was our trip to Heidelberg, but before that we had a music clinic with Lieutenant Colonel Beth Steele of the United States Army Band European Division. I have no video of that since I was trying to pay attention to the clinic, but was extremely cool to play actual Army music with an Army-style music expert.
Heidelberg was amazing and definitely one of my favorite parts of the trip. The castle was fascinating and our guide Klaus told us many funny stories about it, such as the court dwarf Porcano. For those not on the trip, Porcano was Italian and his original name was replaced by this nickname because of his affinity for wine. Whenever asked whether he wanted a glass, he responded with, "Perché no?" Italian for, "Why not?" He and many of the other wine-loving patrons of Castle Heidelberg are the inspiration for this keg seen here. On Tuesday we toured Bietigheim, self-explanatorily beautiful. It was a huge privilege to be able to stay in a town that was so stunning just to walk around in. This day we met with the mayor of Bietigheim and presented our gifts from Downers Grove.
In the evening was our first concert in the Kronenzentrum, which was very hot, but it was still very nice to perform after all the hard work we'd put into the music.
On Wednesday we drove to Neuschwanstein. The castle was amazing, and the view you see now from a nearby bridge was unbelievable. No cameras were allowed inside the castle, so unfortunately I can't share all of the magnificent architecture, woodwork, and frescoes covering every inch of the interior. Still, the most important part of this day was when I reversed the curse of the Reeder family and returned to the bus on time. On Thursday we toured the Mercedes-Benz Museum, which I have very little footage of because I was too busy staring at all the cars. It was incredible to see the first motorcycle ever and some extremely old and stylish automobiles. Not to mention the museum's structure itself was incredibly stylish and cool. I don't consider myself a huge fan of classic and modern cars, but believe me when I say this is a great museum and a must-see if you're in Germany. We toured Stuttgart in the afternoon. It was very refreshing to see that it had a similar downtown shopping district to any American city, with the one exception being everyone walked instead of driving. I felt I appreciated the city a lot more this way. Also, look at this guy! How'd he do that?
We played our second concert band concert that evening in Lachgau. It was again very hot in the auditorium where we played. I guess there's some regulation about temperature in band concerts in Germany. Go with the flow, I guess.
Friday we toured the Ludwigsburg Castle, another incredible building with many interesting stories, and once again I was unable to record video inside. Fortunately, the exterior was equally impressive. In the evening we watched the jazz bands perform. The District 99 band was great, but the big band from the music schule, which I have no footage of, was unbelievable. I have no video because I spent most of the performance trying to figure out if I was listening to the Germans or the Count Basie Orchestra. It was simply astounding.
There was a public viewing after that, provided by the music schule. Germany won 4-2 against Greece. Everyone was pretty happy about that. And by pretty happy, I mean more happy than I've ever seen a group of people in my entire life.
Oh, they're all crazy.
On Saturday we played football. Well, I watched since I was sunburned, and I don't feel too bad since I don't think there was much I could have done to prevent that 11-2 final score. At least we tried. In the afternoon we enjoyed another set by our jazz band and had a bittersweet final party in which the trombone choir you see here played. The food was absolutely delicious. It was kind of strange eating food that was unknown to me, but I wanted to enjoy as much of Germany as I could before finally leaving. Finally, we departed for home. The Germans were a little upset. Overall, the trip was fantastic. It's hard to put into words exactly what it's like to travel to another country and immerse yourself into its culture and lifestyle. The cars were small, the food was different, and I've never walked so much in my life. But when you have views this beautiful, 5 minutes walk from your bedroom, you can't complain too much about the little things. Thanks again to all of our tour guides, especially Sasha, Paolo, and Klaus, our driver Voltaire, all of the band directors from both countries, and Bob Rogers Travel. This trip was life-changing to say the least, and I know I speak for the whole band when I say the trip was unforgettable.
Quick update, I just finished watching the Germany-Italy game. I'm just going to say we fought valiantly and did all we could. Go Deutschland.